that white Max is with the dude. I represent Woo. My Uzi weighs a ton. I'm bringing the track from Staten, cause Staten's where I'm from. Microphone check, microphone checker, microphone check, microphone checker, microphone check, microphone checker. Fuck with me and method, we break your fucking method. Microphone check, microphone. Yo, what up, YouTube? I don't know if anybody can see me, but if this is working, how you doing? Not much going on in the afternoon. I've been sleepy lately, so I've been taking most of the afternoons off. And we've been experimenting. I've been experimenting with some other chat rooms, so I haven't been doing too much broadcasting on YouTube. But this has and continues to be the best trading environment in the history of mankind. And hopefully you guys are trading it accordingly. And accordingly is listening to price and VWAP, and that's all you do. So if you were paying attention today, I wasn't paying attention to the earnings reports, but even when there's only one or two to choose from, like the other day we had CCL, a couple of days ago was WBA, and today was PayX, right? So anytime I see a stock that gets hammered below VWAP, I just look for it to break VWAP. But even if you missed it, right? And here's what's so nice about this trade. Even if you missed it and you weren't courageous enough to buy it right before the open, which I wasn't, these first, these 4 or 5 candles, you got, this is 9, this is right before the open. So 1 minute, 2 minute, 3, 4, 5. Here comes the open. You never break down. Back above the VWAP, back above this candle. Normally I'm a buyer right here. Didn't, because I wasn't paying attention, like I said. Makes a move. You'd already be long the trade. Any stock that reports earnings that's below the VWAP, that breaks the VWAP, you buy it. And that's it. It's been working, continues to work. But more importantly, the 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal trade, the one that hasn't failed this year, took a little bit longer to develop. But look, here's today's VWAP. This is prior day. First step is to isolate what you're going to trade, what you think is going to happen. So, I hardly ever trade this stock, but today was the day to trade it. And let's say you didn't have your courage to trade it. And by the way, just let me show you how I set these trades up. See the high water mark? That's 120.88. Wait, sorry. Let me just get it exactly right. $120.88, right? So that's your high tick. You got to factor it in because the computers factor it in. Stock gets smoked, right? You want to take obviously notice of where the smoke job ended. Bang. I like taking a look at notice where the first capitulation, the first monster candle closed. And then kind of tops and bottoms of candles where they match is kind of significant right here. And you'll notice that that price is 114, whole number, right? So now these red lines identify your risk, because if you're buying VWAP, you don't want to let it go back to below 115. You're certainly not letting it go back below the low of the day, right? So that's your risk. And again, $115 stock that just reported earnings, you better be ready to risk a couple of points or don't trade it. Now, when I came in, I noticed it broke the high today again without me because I was trading other shit. I was short the Qs this whole time, so I wasn't even looking at long trades. Then I saw it breaking the high, and I was like, oh, man, should have bought it. But there, right there, you see where it pulled back and it held the top of that candle, and then it pivoted? Still didn't buy it. But I noticed that doing that, and then as it started to rally, I said, all right, now if it breaks the high today, chances are it's going to get back to the prior day VWAP and then back to the high. So if you even if you bought there where I got involved late, But now I'm not allowing it to go all the way down here. I'm buying 119.60 as late as you can be, pretty much. But I'm not even imagining letting it go all the way back down here. Now that I'm buying it here, I'm using just that breakout candle or that breakout price, which is basically 118. Was it 118.12? That was my out. That was it. So once we got through the multi-day, then I'm thinking green. So it's the 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. And because we got through a significant number 120, I know this is where you're going to think I'm bullshitting you. I was just looking for 122.50 because stocks that break 120 generally go to 122.50. It's this, again, 2.5 point increment on $120 stock. It's fair to assume that's what you're going to look for. And if you take a look at the options, boof. All you had were monthly. Well, you can't see this part of the screen, but you only had monthlies and you only had 5 point increments. So normally there's a 122.50 in there. Really nothing to choose from. So the only thing you could have bought was basically the 120s, which paid off. I mean, here, let me show you the 120s. But more importantly, this is where you're getting in. Your risk is here. You get back to there, start taking some of your reward. You're already up $1.20. You sell some there. And then we just use the multi-day VWAP as our out. And we were looking for 122.50. And look where you went. Sold to you. 122.50. Didn't sell at all because at 122.50, now you're thinking 125. You might as well dream big, right? And then it rolled over and you got stopped out of the last 100 shares. And again, 300 shares, sold 100, 100, 100. All done. Day's pay. And that was after the best entry was already had. And then look at here. Came back to hold the VWAP. Holds it. Faux show. You got a little faux and a show. Holds it. And then you get back to the prior day VWAP, and now you're just hovering between prior and whole, which also shows you the blatant manipulation of the market. Where did it pull back to? It pulled back to the exact price where we bought it from earlier, which then became the VWAP, which then said, hey, how would you like to try this trade again, sir? Maybe I will. Cool. And you buy it here at 119.75. And in this case, you're getting in with a 25-cent risk because if it would have rolled here, you would have said, all right, this one ain't working. We're breaking back below the VWAP, breaking back below the half. You would have taken a small loss, right? So that's the name of the game. As long as you're understanding that you're going to lose money trading, not every trade's going to work. So if you bought this dip here and it kept dipping, you sell it. Hey, that one didn't work. So let me tell you about my new little girl here on ESPR. It takes me a while, 5 days, 10 days, to be convinced that I got something. Just like Jumama, just like Very, you give me 2 or 3 days, I could look at a chart, watch the action, and then I get convinced that we're onto something, and that's how I turn a day trade into a swing trade. This one has just begun. Cue the music. What song do you think I'm going to play? What did I just say? See, if we were allowed to play music over stuff, it'd be so much fun. Because then I play this. And if you know what song that was, you'll get it. So, and we'll be able to do that and much, much more coming on my new chat room. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have music in beds. We'll have flying videos, all kinds of cool shit in back. We'll have some good times. What was I just going to show you? Oh, yeah. So, by the way, let me just show you I'm very disappointed in what I did on this trade. I let FOMO and MOMO get me. I got FOMO MOMO'd. I got MOMO'd and FOMO'd. I fucking destroyed it. And then again, let me just rein destroying in. Percentage wise, I destroyed this trade. I kicked its ass. I did very well. Not monetarily. If I would have had, 400 $5 calls at 20 cents and sold them at a 65, $1.20 and $1.50. Yeah, but still, percentage wise, it was good, except I got a little FOMO'd and MOMO'd because, you know, once the stock started breaking to other levels where I thought it would take a little bit longer, I sold the fives and I was hoping for a pullback. And then we broke the prior day high. So I had to buy and I got smoked. So that's me up here because let me tell you, let me show you what happened that day. And this is how you remain a good trader. And this is what you have to do. Consolidated 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. Everybody's loving very. Seven's going to get us 750, right? I sold the fives. I was a little bit disappointed, but there was nothing else to choose from. So I had to go 750 because there's no liquidity in these options. It's very difficult to trade options in this because there's only monthlies, 2.5 point increments so far on these. So I cashed out and I just went right to the 750s. I should have given it a moment to breathe. I just got out of the fives. It started running, and then the fear of missing out immediately gripped me. So I started buying the 750s, basically when it started breaking out. Now, here's the mistake of the trade. I don't care how bullish you are. If your stock rolls over, breaks VWAP, and becomes a 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal to the downside, short this piece of shit. Short it. Just like the PATH and the NVTS and the IOVA. If you have options, especially, and you're saying, all right, I'll give the options a little bit of time to breathe. I'm in for May. That should be more of a reason to hammer this thing when it's time to hammer it. You got your options, all right. You paid $1. They're already at 60 cents. You're already getting screwed. Make the money back by shorting the shit out of this thing. And it turned out to be a full-blown reversal that day. And then the next day, because of the blow off top usually meets more selling. They suckered you in again when it didn't break back over the multi-day. And let me tell you, this was a good long trade. We were in it again. That was a Thursday or Friday. Got paid, but then it rolled over again. But today, just when we thought our friend was going to be left for dead, go back to that big chart that we love so much, that 3-year chart. So I'm going to show it to you on a yearly. And now check this out. So I like looking at monthlies. We're still above the monthly, right? I like looking at 10, 15 day. Once I'm into swing trading, I obviously look at more data. Your 10-day VWAP now, that's it. If we're going to dump this thing and just say, fuck it, 80% of it might be at 480 because that is now telling us that 480 might get us right back down to 440, which could bring us right back to where this whole bad boy got started, on this break of 350. And I don't need to own, but I really think this is going to be our sleeper pick this year. I think this is our sleeper AI. It was a high flyer before AI became all the rage. So I like it. And listen, if it wants to consolidate between 480 and 580 for a while, good. Because then the break will be even better to the upside. So go back to ESPR. This is brand spanking new because I've just been debating whether to buy it. So first was the news day, had some good news. Stock got, I'll show it to you on 20 days. Some good news. They sold it off. It came back. They sold it off. It came back. It sold off. It came back. It sold off. It came back. And in the process, it hit a new high, right? And sold off. It came back. And then it sold off and it came back and broke a new high. There's nothing not to like. As long as it keeps breaking new highs and then it's pulling back, that's still an uptrend. So now that we hit the 3, that's our new high watermark. Take a look at this, go back to that yearly chart. We get through the 3, we're looking at 334, we're looking at yearly highs, and then my favorite chart, there it is, $4. You telling me the stock's not about to go to 401? You got 30 cents of risk for, a $1.20 move. And then if we break the 4, you see where we broke down from? That's 485. So look at that. That's around 485 to 495. That's where I want to be, right there. Low risk for medium to possibly massive rewards. Who knows? Maybe this is the turn that's going to, again, CCC turned into a monster, right? We had some fun with that, got paid, beautiful trade. Took me a couple of days to realize, this thing wants to go higher. We held on to it. And obviously, here's the very trade. Any consolidation, still think we get to that 940. This thing gets past 11. You're looking at $16. So that's why I went out a little further on that one. And plus ESPR has great options. Not great, sorry, good. Because you've got half number increments and you've got half number increments. This one only has monthlies. If it had weekly half point increments, then you're talking. But the more active the stock remains, they will create weekly options, and then we'll be able to trade a little bit more close to what it's doing. But right now, I bought the April 250s for 55, and I managed to sell a $4 call. I think I got one contract. I was trying to sell 20. I got a 254 call spread on. I think that's my one contract. And that is me. Yeah, I think that's my one contract I traded today. Hey, if somebody's going to pay me 10 cents for a 4, I'll take your money. I bought a 250 for 55. You're going to give me 10 for a 45, 55% move away? I'll take some money off the table immediately. I don't sell again. I've learned my lesson. I do dumb shit. Like I'll buy 20 contracts at 250 and then I'll sell 50 4s thinking, oh, I hope it goes to 4. So what? I'm naked a couple of contracts. And then the fucker goes to $5 and I wind up getting crushed on the naked 4s and fucking up the whole trade. Now, learning. Now I do what you should do. Buy the underlying, buying the stock or the in the money call, sell a couple of options up there. And then when the stock starts to go, then you start selling some higher premium like we did in Very, which turned out to be pretty sick. We were buying $5 calls for 20 cents, wound up selling $10 calls for 20 cents on those last contracts. So the trade's free now. And that's about that. So soon, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade. I'll do some pre-market action right up to the open. Then I'm going to have to go behind the paywall. And then I'm going to come back later for the market wrap. I'll be live per se if something happens while I'm doing it. So be it. But I'm just going to be going back and forth. And, hopefully can make you guys some money. You stick around, check out this app that these guys built. You'll have all the positions that I'm in, the swings, and I'm pretty much down to squadouche. I sold more Palantir puts. I love Palantir, by the way, if I haven't mentioned. I sell puts every time the stock's going down. So I go out, I'm selling 10s and 1250s and $15 puts on Palantir. I'll buy all you want if somebody wants to sell it to me for 15 or below. I'm out of A Lab. I got no SOUNs. I got no Jumamas, no Carvana. As a matter of fact, Carvana got to the 96, and I was just too scared to short it. I'm not going near that stock anymore. My last 7 or 8 trades haven't been that good on Carvana. No Lunar, no CCC. I finally dumped the rest of that path. What a piece of shit that turned out to be. Rambus can eat a big dick right now. I still got some Rambus. I got leaps on that, which stink. Stock has gone dormant. But I sold puts on Rambus too, 37.50s and 35s for next January too. No more lift, no snap, no hood. Had some New York Community. I'm going down with the ship. If anybody's wondering, I bought more at 350. I'm a loser. But if you guys know about New York Community, I think the government will have to keep this bank afloat. New York Community is now Flagstar, and they're the ones that were supposed to be the healthiest of all the, commercial regional banks, and kind of backfired. But my family's been in the stock for 26 years. Personally, I just put it in my account now, but I'm losing now. But I think if you buy it at 3, where is it now? New York Community. I think I saw it at 3 again. Yeah, 307. If it breaks 250, it might actually be going to 0. I'd hate to see it back under 250. So the way I look at it, at 350, I'm risking $1, and I'm willing to wait forever. So if it recovers and I get 100% out of it, I'm risking $1 to make 3 or 4 on it. I think they'll be all right. But it ain't so hot right now. I mean, we actually sold some, and then I bought it back, which obviously was the mistake. 350 got us 4 there for a second. Or you could just trade ASP every fucking day, right, Joe Reaper? Here's another one. I made money on it once, and I've just been too afraid to trade it. And every freaking day, this thing moves. You guys know about ASP. AISP. Monster. And Miso Horny has actually been pretty good too, if you guys are looking for some new names to trade. AISP, ESPR, obviously Very, and Miso Horny, MESO. Again, the dips are being bought. As long as the dips are being bought, it's okay if you want to trade some of these crazy stocks. It's just those, those you guys know about SWIN, this one. Once they go parabolic, you better, and then they crash. It's over. This is crap. I don't know if you guys know this one. It really did go from 25 to 75 and then back to 5. And chances of this ever recovering are slim to none. But, Miso Horny springs to life. You keep an eye on it. Next thing you know, the consolidations are being bought. And next thing you know, the stock's up 100%. So we started watching this one around 250. And there's still some activity. So you keep watching it. Very pleased, very excited about the very trade today. Very, very, very happy. It's a big move. It's $1 off lows. It's a monster. But yeah, this ESPR, I like it. I like everything about it. I don't know any. Obviously, I don't know what their drug is. I don't get myself involved in that stuff. But their drug will work a lot better when the stock's over $4. So whatever they do, hopefully they're doing it well over at ESPR. And then you want to see another psycho stock today? 8 Core Therapeutics stock. It's a Jersey company. I think I know someone who got their ass kicked in the stock a couple of years ago. Split adjusted garbage. It's crap. It's bullshit. It's awful. I'm pretty sure they announced they're going out of business today. And yet, look at this beautiful trade. VWAP, ass crack break, 265, got you 420. I mean, that's trading, baby. You don't want to own it, and it probably will be at zero in the next couple of days, but even stocks that are headed to zero, that reported they're going out of business, you still get a pretty awesome trade around 1 minute multi-day VWAP breaks. It's the only way to trade, I heard. All right. Be safe, be nice. I'll see you in the park on May something or other. If you guys are in the city, we're going to be jamming with Steve Leisman and the Stella Blues Band. If you can find me in the park, free edibles for everyone. What? What day of the week is that? Tuesday. May 14th. I'll see you in the park. All right. And this Thursday, if I'm awake, should be a good schmooze. We're gonna get spoke to Vaz, get her on, see if Sebastian wants to show up. Have a little reunion. All right. See you guys when I see you. Spread the word. Hope that worked all right. All right. Seemed like they worked, right? Is there no delay? Oh, I got to check back later. No, I'm seeing my feed here. And go. 1, 2, 4. See you later.